Hello, we're Weekend Football. I'm Michael.
I'm Leith.
And I'm Ross.
So last week's games, we had Everton versus Liverpool, 12:45 kickoff on BT Sport. Not the way that everyone had predicted, apart from you, Leith.
Oh, there's a surprise.
So
Smug.
we're all on 4 points in our nice little game we've got going. So Leith, you're the only winner with 2 points on that game.
Thank you very much.
Ross, you predicted 2-1 and I predicted 3-2. So we would have won, me and you,
Yeah.
had Jackie Elkin.
Jackie Elkin hit a screamer.
He was always going to equalise.
Of course. So we've got Arsenal versus Spurs at the 5:30. Again, we all predicted wrong.
Looked like a home win, didn't it?
It did. But yeah, I'll take credit on my Tottenham getting a goal. So
Get
I won't give myself any points for this,
Get it where you can,
for this game, but I will definitely take credit. West Brom versus Burnley. We all went 1-0, so we all got a point.
Yeah,
won 3-0.
Looked like a low scorer, didn't it?
It did, but Burnley crumbled. They have no plan B, it seems. And we've got Stoke Newcastle, which was played on Monday night.
Well, we got the home win and the 1-goal margin, but we thought Newcastle might get a goal. But
I went for 1-0. So
did you?
I did.
Oh, okay.
2 points from me.
Mm.
So at the end of this week, Ross, you sit bottom of the pile on 6. I sit in the middle on 7. And Leith, you're on 8.
Superb.
So our competition that's just gone by, it's with Everton, aren't we, and Toffee Web. That'll be drawn this week, so keep an eye out for that on our Twitter and Facebook. And we've also got a Manchester United versus Chelsea VIP tickets to give away. That'll be live sometime next week, so have again look at our Twitter and Facebook. We've also got a tweet out at the moment, and it's also going to be tonight for the Champions League games and tomorrow, which are the Tuesday and Wednesday Champions League. So retweet that tweet to win a copy of FIFA 15. And if the winner will send in their preferred platform choice, you can get it on PS4 or Xbox One. This week, we've got no 12:45 kickoff on Saturday. So the first live game will be at 5:30 on Sky Sports, which is Aston Villa versus Manchester City. Ross, where do you think that will go?
Well, Villa have, after their decent start to the season, they've been sort of brought down to reality a bit in the last 2 games, conceding 6 goals, 3 against Chelsea, 3 against Arsenal. I think they'll just be looking forward to getting City out of the way, to be honest, and moving on to the next one. So for me personally, I can only see that going the way of City.
Well, I think Chelsea and Arsenal in the last 2 games, it's quite unfair to say that they have lost those quite comfortably, because it is against Chelsea and Arsenal where they lost both 3-0, and they've got Man City and they've got Everton away after that. So 4 games that could possibly turn their season, which is unfortunate for them because they were doing quite well, Leith.
I feel a bit differently about this one. Aston Villa got beat 3-0, but they went to Stoke and won at Fortress Britannia. They went to Anfield and won at Anfield. City, for me, haven't been that convincing. And I think there could be a little bit of a banana skin here for people backing City against Villa at Villa Park. Villa Park is a tough place to get a result. I think the last 5 seasons, last season, Villa beat City 3-2, and I think they've had 2 wins each and a draw in the last 5 seasons. And I think there might be a little bit of a shock here with a draw.
Yeah, Man City have only won 1 in the last 4, so there is the possibility of an upset. But I think that they have to win this because Chelsea are starting to run away with it. So I think this is a must-win game. I think quite a few games in the next, 5 or 6 for Man City are must-win games.
We're not in October yet, don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but they were already
setting the pace, aren't they?
Yeah, they're already setting it, and they don't look like stopping.
Well, I think if City had been more convincing, I would agree. But going to Hull and conceding 2 goals, and they've gone 3 league games without a win before that. Yes, they were playing Arsenal and Chelsea, just like Villa have. But I've seen a lot of games at Villa Park over the years, and I know that if they do win, they might scrape a 1-0 win. But I can honestly see it being a draw. Benteke may be back as well.
Yeah, Man City's defence is pretty poor. They've only kept 1 clean sheet this season.
It's not good.
Yeah, I think City, as you mentioned, haven't enjoyed the best of results there in recent seasons, so I think they find it tough. Villa have had a bit of a mixed bag at home as well, winning one, drawing one and losing one. But as you mentioned, City need to keep pace with Chelsea. So for me personally, I can see City winning 2-0 on this one.
Okay, so I'm going to go 3-1.
I'm going 1-1.
That's 1-3 to Man City. Next, we've got Manchester United versus Everton, which is the midday kickoff on BT Sport. So out of the 7 games, United have been on live 6 times this season.
It's ridiculous.
Did you know that?
It's ridiculous. And
Massive
also, I'm
club.
going to miss church on Sunday to get to Old Trafford for 10 o'clock.
Absolutely ridiculous. No wonder why all the money's going to Manchester United. So where do you think that will go, Ross?
It's a tough one. I think they'll both be fighting for 4th at the end of the season. Obviously, United would be without Rooney, so it'll be interesting to see how Mata and Januzaj get on if either one of them plays. You've got the worst defence in the league going up against, on paper anyway, one of the best attacks. Obviously, Leif, you've seen United attack this season.
I was there on Saturday against West Ham, and when we saw the team sheet, we were just like, wow. But what materialised wasn't quite what we were expecting, apart from the first maybe 25 minutes.
And United have only won 1 in their last 5 against Everton.
No, that's not a good record.
Is that going to go against them?
No, I don't think so. I think given Everton are leaking so many goals, 14 goals against this season in 6 games, where Burnley, who rock bottom, have only conceded 8. So yes, United haven't really performed, and I think that the focus is going to be on Van Gaal to make sure that his team, when they do score, they keep pressing and they keep putting pressure on, and they don't crumble like they've done. They could have easily lost that game on Saturday against West Ham. West Ham probably deserved a draw. It would have easily been 2-2 and possibly even 2-3. So I think that a few things will be sorted this week where United just carry it right through to the end of the game. So I do believe that both teams will score, but I think that United will win this game.
Well, my advice would be no BTTS, as both teams have not scored in this fixture since April 2012.
Forget the head-to-heads. United have scored 3 goals on average in each of the last 3 games. Everton have scored probably an average of 2 goals each game. I can see there being over 2.5 goals here. I completely disagree with that.
I disagree as well. I'm going to go 0-0 on this.
Oof.
Because Van Gaal has even admitted himself that the Man United players are struggling to adapt to his system.
They are, but they're scoring goals.
They are scoring goals, but I just think Everton will step up this game. I think it will be their kickstart to their season.
I hope not. It's a long way to go on a Sunday morning.
It is, unfortunately. Ross, where do you think that will go?
Yeah, similar to you, really. I think it's 2 teams still adapting to their managers, still slightly in transition. Everton have only won twice at Old Trafford in Premier League history, so I don't think they'll get the win. I think the result against Liverpool would have given them confidence, so I can see a 1-1 here.
And Laith, score prediction?
I'm going for a home win, 2-goal margin, 3-1, both teams to score result.
So you're going 3-0, 0-0,
1-1.
1-1.
3-1, sorry, not 3-0. 3-1 from me.
3-1.
Yeah.
Apologies.
I can see Everton scoring.
Sounds good. So we'll see on that one.
Stats
To break up the football talk. So we've got number 1, 25.7%. So that's the percentage of Chelsea's shots that have resulted in goals is the same percentage of Villa's shots on target. So that's Diego Costa influencing that for you. So number 2, which both of you would be interested in, it's about Falcao. So he's had more assists in his last 2 Premier League games than managed in the last 3 league seasons.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I think he got, was it one
Yeah.
assist?
Well,
in-
because
got one.
he was the out-and-out striker.
I guess so. Monaco, though, isn't it? It's not.
That sounds crazy.
And then number 3,
Where are you getting this stuff from? I shouldn't ask.
a number of sources. So number 3 is 30 of Dzeko's 47 Premier League goals have come away from home.
No, that's interesting.
And I think he'll score against Villa.
He's never liked
He's
Manchester.
in form, isn't he?
No,
Couple
he
against
hasn't.
Hull.
Our third game is the Sunday kickoff, 2:05 p.m. on Sky Sports. Both unbeaten teams go head-to-head. Ross, where do you think that will go?
I think Chelsea have just enjoyed recent success over Arsenal. They're the league's top goal scorers with 19 goals so far, and we've got a formidable home record, only conceding 2 goals at home this season. I think Mourinho just enjoys his encounters with Wenger and usually comes out on top, so I can only see it going Chelsea's way, really.
Yeah, 100% home record for Chelsea. Played 3, won 3. Lath?
I think Chelsea have got winners stamped all over them. I can't see Arsenal getting a point from this game. Although, having said that, they have drawn 4 of their 6 matches, which is where they've wasted their points. They've conceded 7 goals this season, as have Chelsea, but Chelsea have scored 19 goals, whereas Arsenal have scored 11. They're at home. Chelsea against Aston Villa, 63% possession, 17 shots. Against Swansea, 30 shots, 9 on target. Leicester, 63% possession at home. It's just they've just got so much more. I think they'll win that comfortably.
Yeah, I think so too. And Arsenal didn't look that impressive against Tottenham.
They certainly didn't.
They had a lot of possession, but they didn't quite take their chances.
They had more possession than Chelsea have had at home this season. They had 69% possession. They had 16 shots, 6 of them on target. Yet they scored 1 goal,
which was a poor defensive error from Tottenham as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So Chelsea have got the finishers, and I think they'll finish the job very comfortably.
So score prediction.
Having said that, it won't be that easy, but I'm going to go 2-0, no score from Arsenal.
Exactly the same from me, 2-0.
Yeah, I think it all depends on whether Diego Costa starts as well. I think Mourinho's been in the press a bit this week, saying he can only play a certain amount of games a week. So we'll have to see whether he plays Champions League. Chelsea have also won 25 of the last 30 home games, so I'm going to go for Chelsea, but I can see Arsenal scoring, so I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Our final game is on Sunday at 4:15, which is West Ham versus QPR. Probably not the most exciting game to get your hands up to.
If you're a West Ham fan, you probably will be looking forward to that.
Or a QPR. Ross, where do you think that will go?
I think QPR have been struggling. I thought they'd be okay this year in terms of surviving relegation, but I do worry for them at the moment. Their goal at Southampton was their first league goal away from home for 9 hours and 15 minutes. They've been struggling to put the ball in the net, obviously particularly away from home. I think West Ham have got a lot more pace in the team now with their signings and a lot more of an attacking threat. So I think West Ham edge this one.
Yeah, they were impressive against Liverpool. Quite unlucky against United, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And only Spurs have stopped them scoring this season. West Ham.
I thought you might say that.
Well, got to throw that in, haven't I? Every little start I can get in about Tottenham, I will. Lath, where do you think that will go?
Having seen both of those teams play in the last 2 weeks at Old Trafford, the difference between West Ham and QPR is immense. With West Ham beating Liverpool at home a couple of weeks ago, I can see that being quite a comfortable West Ham victory. And I'm not sure I could see QPR scoring a goal, to be honest. I'd go for 3-0.
Oh yeah, QPR have not won in 8 Premier League away games. That's including when they were last in the Premier League.
I mean, their goals for and against are 4 goals for, 13 against, versus West Ham's 10 goals for, 10 against this season. I think it will be a win to 0.
And Ross?
Yeah, I agree with that. QPR just can't really travel at the moment. Colker and Ferdinand haven't really formed much of a partnership. They're still leaking goals. So I can see West Ham winning this one 2-0.
I'm going to go 2-1. I do think QPR will score, mainly due to the fact Charlie Austin scored that incredible goal against Southampton, and they did manage to get a goal against Southampton. So I'm going to go 2-1. So for every live game, we're going to give you some bets that we think you should bet on. Our first game, Villa versus Manchester City. Ross, your recommended bet?
Yeah, well, Villa have failed to score in 4 of their last 5 against City, so I'm going for a correct score on this one, and I think it'll be 2-0 to City with the best odds at Bet365.
And Lath?
I'm tempted to go for a 0-0, but I think it would be 1-1. I'm going for a 1-1 result or under 2.5 goals in this match.
Okay, I'm going to go BTTS market, and the best price of that would be Betfair. And I think Dzeko will get on the score sheet after our interesting stat midway through this podcast. Him to score first is at 7-2 at BetVictor. And next, United versus Everton. Lath.
For me, that's a both teams to score result, home win, 3-1 or over 2.5 goals.
And Ross?
I've got a couple on this one. I fancy Falcao to get on the score sheets this week, so I think him as first goal scorer may be worth a punt, and that's 4-1 at Coral. There's also Everton to come from behind and draw is at 6-1 with Paddy Power.
I'm going to go Bet365 ball draw money back, as I do think it's going to be 0-0, and I think if you're going to bet on that game, then it might be worth giving that as an assurance. And we've got Chelsea versus Arsenal. Ross?
Just the BTTS plus result on that one for me. I think it'd be 2-1. So, BTTS plus Chelsea with the best odds at Coral.
I'm going to go for just straight Chelsea win, and that best price would be at Ladbrokes.
I'd go Chelsea win, correct score 2-0, win to 0 at Ladbrokes.
And we've got West Ham QPR finally. I'm going to go BTTS plus result, best price at 3-1 at Coral, which is quite a good price.
I think it could be quite tight with both teams not exactly in the goals of late. So I'm going to go for under 2.5 goals with the best odds at BetVictor.
And Lath?
Given West Ham scoring 3 goals against Liverpool at home and their performance against United on Saturday, I'm going for over 2.5 goals, win to 0, West Ham, correct score 3-0.
Well, good luck everyone with their bets. The next show, we've got Manchester City versus Spurs. Got QPR versus Liverpool. We got Stoke versus Swansea. And we got West Brom. And oh look, Manchester United are on again.
Are you serious?
On Monday night. See you next week.